Good afternoon, my YouTube fan bams. How's everybody doing on this Sunday afternoon? Hopefully everybody's doing wonderfully blessed, chilling, hanging with their loved ones, doing whatever it is that you do. This is Crypto and Stock Talk with Jaime G. I be that Mexican, not that Mexicant, that brings you the latest and the greatest in the stock in the crypto world, guys. So hopefully your account, my account, whoever's account is looking at this video can go up in that dinero, in that feria, in that skrilla for real. Guys, I'm not going to be too long, being it's Sunday. You know, I appreciate you guys spending a little bit of time with me here, guys, as I bring this stock to put on your radar. So let's just dive right into it, guys. We're going to be talking about Virtra, ticker VTSI. Okay, who are they? What do they do? And why did I pick this stock to put on our radar for Monday? Guys, I picked this one. I think it's a great stock because of what it is that they do, right? And we're going to get into some of a little bit of the financials, right? We're going to get into the earnings so I can kind of give you guys a breakdown of where they're at financially. Then I'm going to give you some price targets of what Wall Street thinks it might get to within the 12 months or less. And I'm going to give you some support and resistance level, guys, if you decide to pick some of this stock up. None of this financial advice is just me, this Mexican Jaime G, yippity yabbidin on YouTube to hopefully put some stocks on your radar so you can make that feria. All right, with that out of the way, without further ado, let's dive in. Okay, so this is what do they do? All right, they're a company, guys. Well, I'll tell you right here. Let's just read it real quick. It says Virtra, let me get my handsome face out of the way there. It says Virtra Inc. is a global provider of judgmental use of force training simulators, firearms training simulations, and driving simulators for the law enforcement, military, educational, and commercial markets. Simulators use software, hardware, and content to create realistic training that does not require live ammunition or less than lethal munitions. The company was founded by Robert D. Ferris in May of '93 and headquartered in Tempe, Arizona. Guys, I think this is a great one, right? And it's going to blow up and do great, especially with what's going on in the world, here in America, rather. I'm not going to say the world, but here in America anyways. You know, cops are under the microscope right now, guys. All the scrutiny of them making poor choices and taking innocent lives. Granted, yes, they are. I'm not here to bash any police officers or anything like that either. I just want to make that clear because they do protect and serve. You know, just because there's some bad ones doesn't mean they're all bad, right? Just like people in general, you have bad. Anyways, the point I'm making is, guys, they're humans. They make bad choices. You know what I mean? But you know, you have some bad apples. But the point I'm making is this company here, guys, obviously, as I read and let you broke it down what it is they do, they train people in the law enforcement agency and military, so on. But I'm picking the topic of police, right, because of what's been going on, you know, these past couple of years. They make a lot of bad choices, guys, obviously being under pressure, maybe stuff going on at home. Who knows, right? But like I said, they're humans and they let their emotions get in the way, right? And this company obviously trains them and helps them to deal with that. And, you know, when cops just take that oath to protect and serve the community, guys, they have to keep themselves at a higher standard, right? So they need the best of the best, right? To train them, to teach them how to channel that energy, right? You know what I mean? The point I'm trying to get to is that this is a great company for what it is they do, especially with the times and the way law enforcement is under the microscope. They need as much as training as they can get, and that is what this company does. And that's why I think it's a great one to put under your radar, guys, or to hold for long term or short term. All right, guys. So I'm gonna give you some price targets right now, guys. Then I'm gonna read a couple articles. I'm gonna actually real quick, guys. I apologize. I'm gonna play a quick video on what Virtra does. I think it's very important. Okay, guys. So let me play this little quick video here for you guys. Let me get myself out of here real quick, and let me turn this sideways here for you guys and play.
Brand new training that all of our law enforcement officers will be getting.
Cutting-edge training. This gives them the full encompassing training that they're going to need.
The most advanced training simulators in the country, called the Virtra system.
They're a company focused on virtual, judgmental, and de-escalation training for law enforcement.
De-escalation will be a top priority.
Protesting police-involved shootings was not reducing tensions between cops and communities.
Anytime we can use a tool like this to get better outcomes for our community and ultimately keep people safer, that's the ultimate goal.
You have community or communities, you have law enforcement, and I see companies like Virtra as a linking element between here and there a lot of times, or a bridge of sorts.
It's about the officers feeling, based on current events and what's going on in the country over the last 3 to 4 to 5 years with all the shootings. A lot of the departments are put under a lot of political pressure, and so the officers came to their representatives, which are their union reps, saying, hey, we chose this position, we chose this job, but we need better training. Because if you have an insecure, untrained officer, he or she is going to make a lot more mistakes.
You're just trying to go, well, what's the best course I should take here? Whereas once you've experienced this, you can pull this out now, right? And by providing these kind of things, now we have something that we can recall from our memory.
Police officers have to be jacks of all trades. That's what the societal expectations are with cops. And they want police officers to be able to respond accurately and appropriately to given scenarios. It's a tall order, but that's what the expectations are.
Legislators can do a lot of things in their states. Certainly they can heighten the awareness of our products, making it known that this capability is now available. Legislators can support adding the equipment necessary to train police officers to the very highest standards.
We are not training our officers enough. We hold our officers at a very high standard, which we should. But if we're going to hold these officers at a very high standard, we need to provide them the tools and the training.
We're trying to get some continuity across the board and saying, look, we're all trying to work together to kind of solve a problem here and kind of make things and relations a little bit better between law enforcement and the various communities they serve.
I think what it takes is a person saying enough is enough. I will only approve the highest quality training for officers because the public expects it and the officers deserve it. I think it takes someone of courage to say what we have done to date is not enough.
Especially in the day and age we live in law enforcement nowadays, everything is hypercritical, and we are looked at so heavily by the press, the police brass, the politicians in the city, the media, the activist groups that are out there. Cops are getting scrutinized on 5 different levels all the time now, put under the microscope. So if you can give them a tool that will help them be more successful, I really don't know how you could sit there, even as a rank and file guy, and go, well, I don't think we should be doing this.
Virtra's mission is to improve and save lives through the development, deployment, and support of the world's finest judgmental use of force and marksmanship training simulator.
Alright, I'm back, guys. So, like I said, guys, I think this company here is going to be a great company, man. They're going to do great. So, I'm going to read here in a second here an article out of Yahoo Finance on their earnings. How do you guys like my new setup, guys? I got a new little setup for my camera. Got some lights, a little better stand. You know what I mean? Trying to make a little bit better quality videos for you guys. You know what I mean? I'm trying to get better at it, guys. So I'm going to give you guys some price targets, guys. And some, like I said, some support and resistance levels. And let you know who owns it. You know, which of the big dogs out there in Wall Street own some of Virtra. That sounds good. Destroy that like button. Alright, guys. Virtra Company is currently trading for $5.05, right? It was up 6.77% on Friday, right, guys? They have a market cap of $39.2 million, right? It was up last week 3%, in the last 3 months 20%, in the last year 106%. Wall Street analyst gives it a strong buy and a rating price target of $10.50, which is around roughly a little over 100%, guys, which isn't too bad. That's just a price target. That doesn't, in 12 months or less, that doesn't mean that it can't go lower or higher, you know what I mean? But in this case, if you own the stock, you hopefully hope that it goes up, not down, right? Okay, the first level resistance, guys, is at $5.16. That second level resistance is at $5.29, and the third level resistance is at $5.56. The pivot point is at $4.90, guys. If you don't know what a pivot point is, guys, go look it up. It's for you traders out there that, you know, for when you trade, you know, go look it up, type it up, look it up. When you do your own research, always do your own research. First level support's $4.80. Guys, so right now it's, you know, at 505, so it's currently sitting right kind of in the middle of this first level of support and first level resistance, you know what I mean? Right, kind of smack in the middle. So it can go either way, up or down, right, guys? But like I said, with what's going on in America right now and the cops being under the microscope, like the video said, you know, I think it's just going to continue to incline and keep going up and not down. But just be aware that first level resistance is at $5.16. Okay, and the second level of support is $4.50, and the third level is at $4.37. Their earnings are expected to grow at 18.32% per year, guys, and they're supposed to be profitable this year in 2021. Their debt coverage, in debt coverage, Virtra is well covered by operating cash flow of 168.9%, guys. In ownership breakdown, okay, you have retail investors, which is people like you and I. They own 76.4% of shares. Hedge funds own 18.6%. Individual insiders, such as the CEO, employees, so on and so forth, they own 3.7%. And institutional investors, 1.4%. Okay, so which major players in the Wall Street own it? Glad you asked. I'm about to share that with you. Okay, you have you have BlackRock, Vanguard, Renaissance Technology, Wells Fargo, guys. There's plenty more. I didn't want to just, you know, start rambling on a bunch of names, but there's plenty more, guys. But obviously, these companies, it seems like BlackRock and Vanguard are almost in every damn company. The more and more I think about it, you know what I mean? Well, they're the two biggest freaking big dogs in the world, right? So they got their hands in pretty much everything, guys. Point I'm making, though, is, guys, what I always look at is very key and important to me is that that when institutional investors, big dogs such as BlackRock and Vanguard, obviously they're not going to put millions of dollars in a stock company that they don't think they're going to profit from for their clients and for themselves. Bottom line is everybody is here to make them dollar sign. You like my air dollar sign? Dollars, you know what I mean? Profits, money. Make the account go up sooner than later, right? That's the bottom line for all of us. Whether you're a retail investor or institution investor, right? That's what we all hope for. So you have those are the big dogs that are invested in this company, which is always a good thing to see and look at, right, guys? So I'm going to finish out with a little bit of their earnings report, guys, which is obviously important as well, because like I said earlier, it lets you know where the company is at. Guys, I'll be making a video later on my crypto portfolio. So stay tuned for that later on today. It says in 2020, Virtra's top-notch staff adapted to the new pandemic restrictions and even generated what was, by many metrics, the most successful year in the company's history. I'm going to pause right there. Guys, mind you, global pandemic going on, but in 2020, it was their best year ever. A lot of companies have reported that, you know what I mean? They were able to overcome, you know what I mean, the what's going on and make their companies profitable. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Just saying. So I said Bob Ferris, Chairman and Chief Executive Officer of Virtra. In the fourth quarter, we grew revenue to $6.6 million while we held our costs in check, which allowed us to produce $1.6 million in net income and $2.2 million in adjusted EBITDA. Our determined staff ability, sorry about that, guys. Where am I at here? Our determined staff's ability to convert some of our large backlog into revenue before the year's end caused our top-line revenue to grow for the 15th consecutive year in 2020. A real accomplishment given the pandemic headwinds. Had it not been for a large one-time impairment on investment directly impacted by COVID-19, the year 2020 would have been the most profitable year in Virtra's history. And if we look at our cash flow, it was. The demand for Virtra's products continues to increase as a large number of police and military staff are seeking the best simulation training solutions. We have a long track record of innovations and investing back into our businesses to ensure we provide the best simulating training possible for the greatest number, and those investing as well as are well positioned to benefit both trainees and our shareholders in the future. Our confidence in the future is buoyed by our ability to generate higher revenues in 2020 and exit the year with increasing backlog of $14.6 million. Our cash position has more than doubled from 2019. We continue to carry out no debt other than our PPP loan. While international sales were substantially impacted by COVID-19 travel restrictions in 2020, we compensated with our proven ability to effectively sell to domestic law enforcement and to expand further in the military market. And improving domestic and international market gives us reason to be optimistic about our prospects in 2021 and beyond. So here's fourth quarter financial results, guys. So it says total revenue increase. Total revenue increase 11% to 6.6 billion from 5.9 in the fourth quarter of 2019. The increased total revenue was due to an improved ability to ship equipment to a larger number of customers. Gross profit increased 80% to 4.8 million, 72.5% of total revenue, from 2.6 million, which was 44.8% of total revenue in the fourth quarter of 2019. So obviously 2020 is a better year than 2019 with the pandemic going on. Go figure, right? The increase in gross profit was primarily due to differences in the quality and type of simulator systems, the type of accessories, and variety of services sold, combined with the decrease in the cost of sales. Operating expenses was 3.4 million compared to 2.3 million, in the fourth quarter of 2019. The increase in operating expenses was mainly due to a one-time 434,000 impairment of investment, and that's entertainment tech, which was recorded as an operating expense, as well as 307 allowed for bad debt on accounts and notes receivable. And for income from operation was 1.3 million compared to 356,000 in the fourth quarter of 2019. Net income totaled 1.6 million or 0.21 cents per diluted share compared to net loss of 66,000 or 1 cent per diluted share in the fourth quarter. Adjusted EBITDA was 2.2 compared to 729 in the fourth quarter of 2019. All right, guys, I'm going to read this a little bit here, and then I am done. I appreciate you guys spending the time with me if you're still holding on. Total revenue increased 2%, 19.1 million from 18.7 million in 2019. The increase in total revenue was due to the increase in sales and subscription sales of simulators, accessories, curriculum, and training, and recurring extended warranty revenue in 2020. Gross profits increased 22% to 11.9 million, 62% of total revenue, from 9.1 million, 51.9% of total revenue in 2019. The increase in gross profit was primarily due to sale volume, product mix, and a decrease in costs primarily related to less travel and fewer trade shows due to COVID-19. Gross profit historically has remained fairly consistently annually as a percentage of total revenue. Guys, I just wanted to briefly talk where it said, less travel. I've read that on a lot of companies, right? They've actually made a lot more money because they're doing less travel, right? Because companies have to pay for their employees to go promote their products, whether it's cross country or across the globe. That can be very expensive, right? And these guys here, obviously, they were able to save money by not doing that, and they put it obviously somewhere else in their company, right? Which is a good thing. But I've read that a lot of companies have done that, right? They've saved a lot of money due to less travel. All right, last but not least, says operating expense was 10.7 million compared to 9.5 million in 2019. The increase in net operating expenses was primarily due to a one-time 840. Okay, I'm not going to read all that. Income from operating was 1.2 compared to 2019. Okay, net income totaled 1.5 million or 19 cents per diluted share compared to net loss of 75,000. All right, guys, I'm just going to pretty much close out right here. As you can see, this was in Seeking Alpha and Yahoo Finance, guys. If you want to look it up yourself as you do your own research. This is Crypto and Stock Talk. Muhammad G. I be that Mexican, not that Mexican, that brings you the latest and greatest in the stock and the crypto world, guys. Hopefully you found this video useful, guys. If you did, please destroy that like button and consider to like and subscribe. I will be coming back later with the video on my crypto portfolio, so stay tuned, guys, for that later. So hit that notification bell, bing, 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 so you can be notified, guys. You guys stay blessed and stay safe. Till later. Peace.